The common image of African football is often a dusty field, a rag ball, rickety wooden goalposts, and a game of shoeless kids playing for fun. Although there is some truth to this cliche, because Africa's poverty does not facilitate great equipment, people are prepared to improvise to get a game going. In addition, the early history of the game suggests that African football is more complex and sophisticated than you might think. It is a history of money, racism, and strategies. In Africa, in fact, the story of football is not just a game. Encoded within it is all the complexity and construction of Africa's colonial experience. To further understand football, we must first know its history. China, Rome, and Australia had sports that involved kicking a ball prior to Britain. However, the modern game of association football originates from the formation of the Football Association in London, England in 1863. Football made its migration to Africa through colonization. While colonizing Africa, British soldiers, sailors, traders, and government workers enjoyed football for their own entertainment, but also saw it as a way to civilize Africans. Of course, Africans had their own sports, such as wrestling, martial arts, foot races, canoe racing, and competitive dancing. However, these native sports were barely respected by imperial forces, so Africans assimilated into football. Despite letting go of some African athletic events, they kept their culture by having griot performances and praise rituals during football games. European invaders had a plan for football's role in African society. Because of the Scramble for Africa, colonial British leaders believed football could teach civility to Africans. For instance, missionary John Arthur stated, despite colonial leaders believing that football would civilize the continent, many Africans, particularly under British rule, just enjoyed playing the game and began to use it as an expression of hope and relief from uncontrollable circumstances. Since then, Africans have never lost their pride for football, and events such as these
Rifled into the roof of the net. Unbridled joy for the Bafana. Oh, what a thunderbolt!
shows that
Streak of lightning from Ofela.
long before South Africa hosted the 2010 FIFA World Cup, legends such as Arthur Wharton and Albert Johannesson opened the gateway to the professional sport for blacks. Arthur Wharton, the son of a Wesleyan Methodist missionary from the West Indies, was born in Accra, Ghana, October 1865. Between 1875 and 1879, Arthur was brought to England to be educated. After spending time with his family in the West Indies, Arthur returned to Britain in 1882 to train as a missionary teacher. He studied at Show Hill College before moving to Cleveland College in 1884. Wharton was a very good athlete and began competing in sprint races. An impressed coach suggested he enter the Amateur Athletic Association Championships at Stamford Bridge. In July 1886, Arthur set a new world record when he ran 100 yards in 10 seconds. He was the first black athlete to win such a championship. His athleticism gained attention from professional clubs. He played for numerous English clubs, but his successful career was short-lived because of injuries. Wharton became a washed-up player and was forced to retire from the league. After retirement, he worked as a coal miner and developed a serious drinking problem that would cause him to die nameless and penniless in 1930. Similar to Wharton, Albert Johannesson was a high-profile player for an English club. Johannesson was born in March 1940 in Johannesburg, South Africa. Unlike Wharton, Johannesson grew up in a poverty-stricken township as a result of apartheid. He admitted he never enjoyed playing football, but saw it as a way of escaping apartheid. He joined Leeds United in 1961. He played as a left winger for 9 years, made 197 appearances, and scored 67 goals, leading them to a Federal Association Challenge Cup final. He endured the racism in England, just as Wharton did, and like Wharton, he was plagued by injuries and obligated to abandon football. He also developed a detrimental habit for alcohol. It was something he used as an impoverished kid to help him cope with his problems, and after his career ended, he found that familiar comfort. In 1995, he too would die a penniless death and become buried nameless, without a headstone and without a legacy.